We are actually back to our tutorial. For this semester, we are dealing with business finance. So basically, from the week 1 to the week 4, those with the reading part. The calculation starts from week 5. So I'm beginning from week 5. So in week 5, we have cost of source of capital, or the weighted average cost of capital, which we call the WACC. Okay. So now, the business finance, we can do that either sources of finance or cost of capital. Now, someone might ask, where am I going to get the money from? Or what are going to be my finance? So with the finance, which is the source of finance, where do we get the money from? That's basically for the source of finance. Now, cost of capital. What is the cost of it? Where you are getting the money from? What will be the cost of that money? That's what we call the cost of capital. I hope you guys are clear. Okay. So in business finance, we run into two parts, where we have the source of finance and cost of capital. We have what we call venture capitalists. It's a risk capital normally provided in return for what? An equity stake. Okay. Now, with a source of finance, it can either be short-term or long-term debt. That's the source of finance. Okay, with source of finance, you can have either an equity or a debt. Okay. So with the equity is raised through the sale of ordinary shares to investors through a new issue or a right issue. Okay. So based on equity, we have various ways that can be obtained when we are going to use equity as our source of finance. We can either use retained earnings or we can use right issue. Someone might ask, what is then a right issue? Right issue, we are shared among existing parties at a lower price compared to the market price. That's what we call the right issue. Now we also have public issue. They are shared to the public through the media. Example can be the MTN shares or something. We also have placing. Now the next thing on the source of finance is what? Debt. Okay, with the debt we have bonds, we have bank loans, we have debentures, we have credit union, we have all sorts of what? Debt. And that's for what? Equity. Now let's move to the side. Short-term sources of finance. With a short-term source of finance, it can either be a bank loan, credit union, an overdraft, lease finance. We also have long-term sources of finance. We have equity finance, leasing, venture capitalists. We have debit finance. Okay. Now we have something we call scrip dividend. It mostly comes in the in the exam. You can ask what a scrip dividend. So with a scrip dividend is offering shareholders new shares instead of cash dividend. So basically with business finance, we have where we are going to get the money from to start a business. And okay, now where I'm going to take the money from, what will be the cost of me going for the money from that person? That's the main reason why we have either the equity side or the debt side. With the equity side, it can be for my own spendings or my own saving. That's why we have the retained earnings. But with the debt, either I'm going for your bank loans to sponsor what? A friend, or maybe to make sure my business moves well. That's when I go for either your bank loan. So with that one, it was a debt. So there's a difference between debt and equity. With equity, it's your own personal savings, or a friend giving you, let's say, some amount of money. But with the debt, you are borrowing. So you are supposed to pay in a period of time. Okay, so now let's a little bit about the source of finance. So we move on to what? The cost of capital. So what we did previously was what? Sources of finance. So now we are moving on to what? Cost of capital. So with the cost of capital, it's being grouped into three parts. We have equity. We have debit finance. We also have weighted average cost of capital, which we call the WACC. Okay. With the equity, we have cost of equity. It's being represented by what? Give the subscript what? E, which we call KE. So whenever you see cost of equity, represented by what? KE. Whenever you see cost of debt, represented by what? KE. KE means cost in business finance. So cost of debt is what? KE. Okay. So now we'll pick it one by one. So you are starting with the cost of equity first. So there's it. We'll pick it one by one. When we are done, then we move on to the debt finance, then move on to what? The weighted average cost of capital, which is the WACC. So let's start with the cost of equity. So we know cost of equity is being denoted by what? KE. And the cost of equity is being grouped under two. What we have the dividend model, we also have the what? Capital asset pricing model, what we call the CAPM. I go. Okay. With the dividend model, we also have two branches under it or beneath it. I go. So with the dividend model, we have constant dividend. We also have constant growth dividend. I go. Let me recall. The cost of equity is being denoted by KE, which we call the cost of equity. Sorry, cost of equity is denoted by KE. And our cost of equity is being branched into two parts. Where we have the dividend model, we also have the capital assets pricing model, what we call the CAPM. Okay, with the dividend model, it's also branched into two parts. We have constant dividend, we also have constant growth dividend. So now, for this side, let's pick the constant dividend first. So we are starting the constant dividend. Okay, there's the formula for constant dividend. K is equal to DO over PO, where K is the cost of equity, where DO is dividend paid or dividend, where PO this is market price or your share price. So there is the formula for what? Constant dividend. Someone might ask, okay, how would I be able to identify or know that with this particular question, I'm going to calculate using the constant dividend formula, or I'm going to calculate using the constant growth dividend formula. Okay, it's very simple. With a constant dividend, whenever you are given a question, you are going to see the vital information like dividend, market price. You wouldn't be given equity. If you are calculating for what? Constant dividend. It can be entertained. I go. Like sometimes you can be given PO. You wouldn't be given dividend. I go. So here lies the case. You are going to use the understanding of what changes. So a change of subject. I go. So now, so there is the actual formula for constant dividend. K is equal to DO over PO. So DO is dividend paid. DO is market price or share price. Yeah, let me get back on this. With the cost of equity, it's not always you are going to see cost of equity. You can see required rate of return. Required rate of return is the same as cost of equity. So if you don't see cost of equity, you can see required rate of return. It's the same thing. Okay. Let's move to the next one, which is the constant growth dividend. Okay. The formula is A is equal to DO into bracket 1 plus J bracket growth, all divided by PO plus J. I go. Where the J is being denoted by the growth in the question. I go. Grow or growth rate. I hope you guys are clear. Okay. And for that side, you might ask, when I see the question, now, you said constant dividend, there's the formula, K is equal to over PO. Constant growth dividend, the formula is thus. How would I be able to distinguish whether with this particular question, I'm going to use the constant dividend, or I'm going to use the constant growth dividend. Whenever you are doing the question, and you're able to identify growth in the question, or growth rate, meaning that you are going to use what? The constant growth dividend formula. Whereby nothing like that is indicated in the question, then you use this formula. That's how we do it. Whenever you see growth in the question being given, then read the constant growth dividend formula. If it's not so, then you focus on the constant dividend. Okay. Note behind or a note here. Okay. If you are finding for price, we then use this. What I'm trying to say is, sometimes with a constant growth dividend, you can give in a question whereby we'll be able to identify, okay, with this particular question, we are going to calculate for growth. But here lies the case, you'll be given cost of equity, with the exception of price that would be given to you. So what then do you do? Because it still falls under our growth, but you're not giving price. So what then do we do? That's when we use let's understand it. I go. DO is equal to DO 1 plus J, KE minus J. Okay, so this particular formula was derived from this. Let me try and prove it here. So we are going to prove how we have this from that idle. So you have KE is equal to DO 1 plus J over DO plus G idle. We are going to make DO the subject. We want to find how we have this formula from that idle. So I'm going to use the actual formula to derive this particular equation. So we are starting from here. So with the constant growth dividend, there is the idle. So now we are going to multiply Q by what? PO, since this is what we are looking for. So we have this KE times PO. We have PO 1 plus J. We have PO times PO. We have plus PO times J idle, where PO cancels PO. Now on this side we are going to get KE PO. We are going to get DO 1 plus J plus PO times J. So PO J. Okay, so what do we do next? We are looking for PO idle. We have PO after the equal to sign. We also have another PO here idle. So we are supposed to group like things. So we are going to send this particular one or this square one to the left hand side. So when it crosses the equal to sign, it becomes negative. So we have KE. This PO. When this moves, it becomes PO J. Okay, we maintain this. There's a 1 plus J. Okay, so what's next? We are looking for PO. So we bring PO outside since it appears twice. So we have PO here. Now what's left? KE and J. So there's KE minus J. We have this very one here. PO 1 plus J. Okay. We are making this a subject. So we are supposed to let the PO stand alone. We are going to let the PO stand alone. We are asked to find what? PO. But not PO into brackets KE minus J. So we are making this a subject. So what then do we do? We divide both sides by the coefficient of PO. So the coefficient of PO is this. So that's how we do it. KE minus J. There's it. KE minus J. So it moves out. So I have my PO to be PO 1 plus J over KE minus J. So that's how come you have this particular formula. So you can cross check. There's the same thing. PO, this PO, DO, this DO, 1 plus J, this 1 plus J. K minus this K minus J idle. So in case you forget the formula when you are being asked to calculate for constant growth, but you'll be finding for price, that's how we get the formula idle. So you can just have, or you can just grab this in mind, the actual formula for constant growth dividend. So when you notice the question is asking for price, but you are calculating for constant growth, then you do the change of subjects like this, then you get the actual formula idle. So that's how come we derive this particular formula from that of the constant growth. I hope it's clear. You can try and go through yourself. Okay. Now, we have tricks with respect to this particular topic, which is the cost of equity. We have certain instances whereby you are going to see cumulative dividend. Cumulative dividend is the same as cum dividend. But in the question, you wouldn't see the full name like cumulative dividend, you see cum dividend. So you are supposed to know that cumulative dividend is what? The same as what? Cum dividend. Now, whenever you see cumulative dividend in the question, meaning that the price in that question is not the actual price. Therefore, we are supposed to find the actual price in that particular question. I got it. So cumulative dividend meaning dividend here to pay. I'm about to pay the amount. I got it. I'm owing you. I haven't paid the amount. Meaning that I'm still owing you. I got it. That's why we call it cumulative dividend. Meaning I'm yet to pay the amount. So there's it. Or about to pay. I haven't paid. I got it. I'm yet to pay it. So I'm still owing. Or expected to pay. You have been expected to pay an amount of money to someone you are owing. I got it. So it's still cumulative dividend. That's how we do it. Okay. You're also going to see existing dividend, but you're not going to see a full name like this. I got it. You know that when they give a this, you're easily going to get the answer. So they will write XD or X dividend. Okay. If you don't see the existing dividend or the XD, you will see declared dividend. I got it. Declared dividend. Or you are going to just pay a dividend. So when you see the existing dividend, meaning that the price in that particular question is the actual price. Existing dividend means the price in that particular question is the actual price. You're not going to make any changes. By respect to the cumulative dividend, when you see cumulative dividend, meaning that the price in that question is not the actual price. So how do I get the actual price for the cumulative dividend? You subtract the cumulative dividend that you were given in the question from the actual price given in that particular question. I got it. So we'll be solving some questions on that and I explain it vividly. I got it.